Let's now shift focus to some of the latest updates from West Asia. The United Nations has reinstated sanctions on Iran over its nuclear program. Tehran has condemned these sanctions as unjustifiable. In a statement, the Iranian Foreign Ministry called the move legally baseless. It also urged all nations to refrain from recognizing the alleged illegal situation. Iran also vowed a firm and appropriate response. The Iranian parliament denounced the sanctions. It then went into a closed-door session likely aimed at discussing the country's response. Iran is reportedly also mulling abandoning the nuclear non-proliferation treaty and rushing to make a nuclear bomb. Meanwhile, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian said that the country was ready to overcome the sanctions.
Ultimately, it's not as if the sky will fall and we'll have to surrender if they go through with this. The reality is that with the measures we have in place, with the relationships we maintain with our neighbors, with the countries in Eurasia, BRICS, and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and with the interactions that have been forming, as well as with the people of our own country, and Iranians who care about Iran and the territorial integrity of the nation, and who believe in the dignity and pride of the Iranian people, we will be able to overcome this situation.
Now, these reimposed sanctions froze Iranian assets abroad, halted arms deals with Tehran, and penalise any development of Iran's ballistic missile programme, among other measures. The sanctions were initiated by Britain, France and Germany at the UNSC, while Iran's allies Russia and China opposed it.
Yesterday at the Security Council, the West rejected a rational proposal from China and Russia to extend the 2015 agreement on the Iranian nuclear program to allow time for diplomacy. This definitely exposed the West's policy of sabotaging the search for constructive solutions in the Security Council and its desire to extract unilateral concessions from Tehran through blackmail and pressure. We consider this policy unacceptable, and all manipulations to restore UN sanctions against Iran, as well as the sanctions themselves, are illegal.
These European nations accused Iran of violating a 2015 deal aimed at stopping the country from developing a nuclear bomb. However, Iran has repeatedly denied seeking nuclear weapons. In response, Tehran recalled its ambassadors to Britain, France and Germany for consultation. The European powers had also offered to delay the move conditionally to facilitate talks for a long-term deal. And now, with sanctions in place, the West is still pushing for dialogue.
Iran has created and armed a network of malign proxy forces destabilizing the region. In addition, it has for many years been engaged in a nuclear program which goes far beyond any plausible civilian use. For us, it is imperative. Iran must never acquire a nuclear weapon. Since Iran clearly does not comply with its obligations under the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action agreed to in 2015, we had no choice but to trigger the snapback of sanctions. Following a clear vote by the Security Council yesterday, sanctions will be effective later today. But let me emphasize, we remain open to negotiations on a new agreement. Diplomacy can and should continue.
Well, these sanctions followed failed diplomatic efforts aimed at reviving nuclear talks that were derailed after the US and Israel struck Iranian nuclear facilities in June this year. Now, these new restrictions can add to Iran's economic woes. The country is already struggling with crippling US sanctions reimposed after Donald Trump's withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal in 2018.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
$36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karj mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
$4 trillion以上mo.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.